Welcome to Just Minding My Business Radio, where we are moving at the speed of God, learning what we didn't know we didn't know. I'm your host, Ida Crawford.
And I'm your co-host, Ruth Haskins.
So grab a pen and paper and get ready for information that you can use.
Welcome to Just Minding My Business Media. We're so happy you're here today. Thank you to our guests. We are in for a treat. Today we have J.D. Frost, and he's the founder and CEO of CROFT and Frost, a firm that transcends traditional accounting and wealth creation. As a CPA with his MBA, JD advises businesses on more than just their financials. He utilizes 4 foundations of wealth creations to help his clients, partners, and employees build courage and create wealth. Well, welcome, JD. This is a
Thank
pleasure.
you.
And I like the part about the courage. So you're definitely going to have to talk about that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So how did you get on this road?
With CROFT and Frost in general? Yeah, so I started my own business in 2012 as an accounting firm. At that time, it was called J.D. Frost and Company. Mm-hmm. And over time, as our business developed and grew, and I broke up with my former business partner, I met a gentleman named Paul Croft, who's my current business partner. Mm-hmm. And we started CROFT and Frost at the beginning of 2020. And so through that, we created a company between us called CROFT and Frost. It became CROFT and Frost at the end of 2021. So just for about a year, we have changed our tagline to be building courage and creating wealth. Because in the financial services world, in accounting, which is my background, we believe that you got to be courageous when it comes to building your wealth. We've got to build courage. We got to maybe take some risks every now and again, do some things that might make us uncomfortable in order to create the wealth that we want. And so that's what we help our clients and our team do.
It's definitely important because, you do have to take risks. If you're a business owner, you already know you have to take risks.
Well, right.
You should already have that mindset in place of risk taking.
Yes. And the very first day of your new business, if you do start a new business or you start a new side hustle or you decide to make a change in your life, in your daily routine, we believe it takes courage to do those things first. We have to have courage to make that decision first. And then from there, our wealth, however we define it, will come as a result of having that courage. One thing that Paul says a lot that I really like saying as well is courage before cash. Now we know it's not all about the money. I could be making a courageous decision to start my own business because I want to spend more time with my family. But I think you and I both know having our own businesses, just because you start your own business doesn't mean at first that you're going to spend more time with your family.
Absolutely. Because you're going to have to sit down and have a meeting with family. Look,
that's right. That's right.
I ain't going to have time to cook.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
So yeah, courage, building courage, creating wealth. That's what we help a lot of our clients with. And we spent a lot more time, with my background being in accounting and tax preparation and financial planning, things of that nature. I can show you the best tax strategy in the world, but until you make the decision to execute on it and until you decide to participate in it, it's not really going to help you that much. So we want to establish what our clients want. What do you want? What do you want to accomplish? And if we can get that answer, then we can start to build our lives around that.
Absolutely. That's what everything starts with. What do you want?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's almost so simple that we, I believe we as humans like to make things more complicated than they really are sometimes. It's something in the way God made us, we just make it more complicated than it is. And so we got to be reminded more than we're taught. We got to be reminded of that, look, we got to go back to, is this really what I want on a daily basis? And the way that I'm reminded of that is through what I call the daily ledger. And what I talk about in my book, The Life Ledger, is writing down your goals every single day to remind yourself every single day of what you want.
Absolutely. And there's so much power in writing. When you see it on paper, it's like it's almost done. Once you put it on paper, yes, it's like, this is the truth. This is what's going to happen. As long as it stays up here, it can go either way.
I agree with you. Yes, I love the way you said that. Thank you. I love that. I'm a big believer on putting it down on paper, or putting it up on a board or somewhere, written down somewhere, because at that very moment, you're right. At that very moment, it has happened the way you wrote it down. Now, when we write it down tomorrow, it could happen another way. Who knows?
Yes.
But I love the way you put that, Ida. Thank you.
Yes. The Life Ledger.
Mm-hmm.
I love the title.
Yeah, well, thank you. Have you gotten to read part of it yet?
Not yet, but I'm going to definitely get into it, because I just like the title, because you do need to have a ledger for your life, because thoughts come and go. You know how you think of something, and as soon as you think of it, you almost forget it. Mm-hmm. In that same breath. Yep. I had gotten to the point where I would keep a pad in my pocket just so when I have ideas, I can hurry up and write it down.
I know. I love that. Yes, that's right.
For sure.
Yeah, so I love the Life Ledger as a title because, obviously my accounting background, general ledgers, assets, liabilities, I talk about that in the book, but it really comes down to how we spend our time in our day is going to either be an asset activity or a liability activity. And if we can control our time, if we can map out and ledger our time that we spend in our lives on a daily basis, then we can actually accomplish our goals. So the little tagline for the book is how to build a system to reach your goals. So in the Life Ledger, you're going to learn how to build a daily system that you follow that will allow you to reach your goals. Now, it might not happen immediately. It might happen in 5 years. It might happen in 10 years. No matter what it is, that your daily activity is going to be helping you reach your goals. And that's the point of the book.
Wow. I love it. Because you really do have to be mindful. And I always say, a lot of people say manage time, but it's more about managing you, because time is just going to keep on rolling no matter what you do.
I like the way you said that. That's right. And it gives you a way to manage you. That's exactly right. Yeah. And I believe that time is money. I believe that where we spend our time is costing us money. And so if we learn how to manage ourselves the way you put it, then we will be able to create the wealth that we desire.
Absolutely.
We'll be able to make those decisions. So.
Absolutely. So just give us a little snippet of some of the things that people are going to be able to put into action right away when they read your book.
Gotcha. Well, I think one of the first things they're going to be able to do is map out their life. So we call it life mapping. So an exercise in the book is you're literally going to break your day down into 30-minute increments, and you're going to write down just what you do during the day in those 30-minute increments. It's a really interesting exercise, whether you're on the phone, whether you are on social media, whether you're checking your email, how many times you check your phone. Like I found when I did life mapping, I was checking my phone almost every 30 minutes of each of the day. So you're literally mapping out exactly what you're spending time doing. And that's an exercise that raises awareness of the kind of activities that you're doing during the day. And what that's doing is causing you to practice being intentional with your day. So the more awareness that we have, the better choices we're going to make and the better results we're going to get. So life mapping is one of those exercises that you'll be able to start to execute immediately once you're reading the book. A result of that is going to be your discovery of what we call the daily five, what I call the daily five in the book. One of my mentors, John Maxwell, he says, in order to change your life, you want to change your daily routine. So the easiest way to change our daily routine is to change the time we get up in the morning. So one of the daily five that I suggest in the book is BTSU, which is beat the sun up. So no matter what, the very first thing somebody can do to change their life is to beat the sun up every single day, even on the weekends, even on holidays, even on Christmas coming up. We're going to beat the sun up because I will change my daily routine as a result of that time I get up.
Wow. And that's so funny you say that, because I get up 4:30 in the morning.
Oh, there you go.
Like clockwork on the weekends.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I get up. The very first thing I do is pray.
Love that.
And just sit there and just be quiet. Drink my coffee. Gotta have that coffee.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Cross my legs and just meditate and just be still. And it's something so tranquil for me in the morning. It's like nothing's moving. Everything is so still. And it's like I can hear myself think.
Yep. Yeah, it's transforming. It's peaceful.
It is very transforming. And in the summertime, it's even better because I get up and the animals, I've got little rabbits that's running through the yard, and they don't even run from me now because they're used to me talking to them in the morning, and just really being connected to what's around me in that moment.
Yep.
And it just makes a whole world of difference in my day, even though sometimes things come from the left, because I set that stage already when I first opened my eyes that it's going to be a great day. No matter what happens, it's going to be a great day.
Yep.
So
you're already practicing it.
Yes, I'm already on point.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I mean, the second thing that I do is my daily devotion every single day. So that's one of the daily five. So no matter who you are, I make suggestions in the book, but it sounds like you already have kind of a routine in your day, and that's fantastic. And that's what the purpose is to gain intention in your day.
Yeah. Now, one of the things I don't do that I'm definitely going to get the book so that I can implement it is write down everything I do in the course.
Love that. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And look, some of the things that we're doing every single day are directly related to our goals. They're directly related to the direction that we want to go. And that's fantastic. Those are asset activities. Other things are not really related. Like, why do I spend so much time watching TV? Or why do I not spend more time hanging out with my daughter, or whatever it might be? We got liability activities. We got some obligations in our time, some future obligations rather than future benefits. And so that's a part of writing that down. So you do it two different ways. You write down while you're going throughout your day, and then you also think about the day before and write down every 30 minutes the day before. The reason for that is you'll start to remember things that you didn't think you would remember, and you also are able to capture more of that activity. So you do it two different ways in order to capture as much activity as possible.
Okay, so how do we get the book?
Oh, the best way, great. I appreciate that. The best way to get the book is go to my website, jdfrost.today. That's the best way to get the book. You'll get some extra swag and things of that nature if you go through that website, or you can go to Amazon, straight onto Amazon, and search the Life Ledger and go purchase it there.
Okay, well, I want the swag, so I'm a coach. Yeah,
go to, there you go. I appreciate that. Yeah, go to jdfrost.today, and that's where you can purchase the book under resources, and it says the Life Ledger.
Okay, could you talk a little bit about your story with the sobriety?
Sure. Yes, of course. Yeah. So I grew up in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I married my high school sweetheart, and we got engaged when we were 19 years old, got married when we were 22 years old. So we were very young. And we had children very young, had 3 girls, Lainey, Sally, and Molly. That's who my book is dedicated to my daughters there at the very beginning of the book. And throughout my marriage, the very beginning of my marriage and everything, I struggled with alcohol. I struggled with drinking, going out, partying too much. And so my wife one day just had enough of it. And in 2018, she had an intervention for me. It was something that was very unexpected. It was a very difficult situation. I don't know if you've ever been in one of those before or heard of anybody going through that before. It is a difficult thing. And so that completely changed my life. And I'm so grateful that happened now. At the time, I was not very grateful at all.
Sure,
to be honest with you. I was extremely angry. But thankfully, once I got some clarity in my head, I was able to get back into my relationship with God and study His Word. In 2019, I started reading the Bible again, and it completely changed my life. I still, to this day, I'm an alcoholic. I still have struggles with alcohol. Thankfully, I've been sober for 5 years now, since January 12th, 2018, which I'm extremely proud of. And it's something that I battle every day. It's something that I focus on overcoming every day. And I think that a lot of the mindset that I express in the book, The Life Ledger, and through a mindset called Day One, which I'm going to write another book about here pretty soon, that I'm able to live one day at a time, able to handle situations and challenges one moment at a time, and find my life to be reasonably happy, as it says in the Serenity Prayer. And I'm very grateful for that.
Yes, and congratulations, because overcoming things is difficult. It's a difficult thing,
Yeah.
and you really have to be vested. You really have to stay in touch with your why.
Yes.
Often.
Yeah. I find it. I was talking with a fellow alcoholic today, and we were talking about how blessed we really are and grateful we are that we have this disease that causes us to always self-discover our why, like you just described, always be working on ourselves. We know we have to, because it's the only way for us to be able to surrender to it. With God helping us to have control over this, we're surrendering that control over. And people that do not struggle with that aren't doing it every single day because they don't have to. And
I think as humans, we all struggle with something.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Something.
But some of it is a little bit easier to be aware of than others, right? Like
yes.
My wife and I think what you're referring to would be just some kind of codependency of some kind, right? Like I'm codependent on maybe friends. It could be my business. It could be making money. It could be debt. It could be shopping, whatever it might be. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yes, it's always, because we're human.
Yes,
we're not perfect machines.
Not at all.
far away from it.
Unfortunately, he didn't make us that way, right?
Nope. And Adam and Eve really messed it up for us.
That's right.
For real. So how do you believe these 5 steps of your sobriety, how do you believe that's going to help other people?
I think it helps other people to change their mindset and understand that your goals can be reached, that there's a systematic way, a system that we can follow each and every day, that no matter, even if we're having that bad day, you were talking about today is going to be a great day, right? That's an incredible mindset to start out with. I believe that these 5 actions that you're doing every day, what I call the daily 5, those are your wins. Those are training your mind that even though I say it's going to be a great day, which I completely agree with, if I get those 5 things done, now I know it's a great day. So it's a reaffirmation of my affirmation in the morning, the actions that follow, just like, we have to have faith, right? Well, faith without works is dead.
Yeah.
So if I have the faith, if I have that affirmation, which I'm all about that, and the book The Secret, right? Like if I start saying it, I believe the life ledger is the concrete example and actions behind The Secret. So if I am saying today's going to be great, I will also affirm it's great by doing these 5 things that I know is going to help me reach my goals.
You should be a coach.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Well, and a coworker of mine that works directly with me, she's just started. Have you heard of 75 Hard?
No, tell me about it.
Okay, so 75 Hard is this guy named Andy Frisella, I believe is how you say his last name. You need to have him on your show too.
Oh, okay.
But it's a workout routine that basically requires you to not drink alcohol. You drink a gallon of water every day. You read 10 pages of a book. You do 2 workouts that are outside every day. And you take a picture of yourself every day. So it's like these 5 things you're doing every day. And it's really hard to do it 75 days in a row, but that's what it's called, 75 Hard. It's supposed to be difficult. And if you ever miss one thing, you got to start over.
Wow.
Well, the reason I tell you this is one of our coworkers, she just started it. And she said, man, I had this really crappy day the other day, but I finally understood what you were talking about on the daily 5, because I still did my 75 Hard workout. I still did those 5 things, and it made me be able to overcome the fact that I had a bad day. Like I was like, oh, this is still a good day because I did do this, right? Like there's a lot of stuff that happens throughout the day that we don't have control over. So my book and what has helped me to overcome alcoholism is controlling what I can control. And the daily 5 is something that we can control every day. It's something that we have complete control over, no matter what, even if there's a hurricane or a tornado or somebody died, unfortunately, we have control over those things happening. Yeah. And I reaffirmed myself that day by taking those actions.
Wow. And I like that approach. I really do like that approach. And I never thought about it that way. But so thank you for bringing my awareness up, just those 5 things that you do, and that's automatically going to make your day great.
Yes. And it affirms the fact that we do what we say we're going to do. So if I say I'm going to work out, like this morning, I got up a little bit later. I still beat the sun up, but I got up a little bit later than normal. So I couldn't do a full workout. So all I did was 50 push-ups and I stretched. That's it. Took me like 10 minutes, but I still did my workout. I still stayed consistent. I did what I said I was going to do. And there's neurons inside of our brain that are getting triggered, that are building new pathways to say, man, I do what I say I'm going to do. I can accomplish what I think, rather than thinking about it and then not doing it.
Yes.
So it starts to build those muscles over and over and over again and trigger them each day. And so when you put a series of days together like that, well, now maybe I can make that $1 million. Maybe I can build that business, because I've proven to myself for the last 1,000 days that I can do this.
Yes. Because
I did these daily routines.
Wow. So, I like that. I really, really, really like that.
Yeah. It's very powerful.
It sounds like it. I mean, I'm already doing a little bit, but I'm going to definitely get the book, because I want my belief muscles way up.
Yes.
I want them way up, because you know how it is. Some days you feel like the world is on top of you. Other days you on top of the world. Belief, which I always say, belief ain't as big as a mustard seed. And I'm sure a lot of people go through that mindset.
Yes. And so to practice to practice proving to yourself every day that things are happening is that daily 5. Mm-hmm. That's what you're every day you're reminding yourself. Like I said, you got to be reminded when we're taught. We are quick to forget. We are like, so man, like
older it gets, the worse it gets.
Oh my gosh, I can't imagine. But we just got to be reminded. So it's our way to prove it to ourselves every day. Yep, I did it. Yes, I did it. Yes, it was a great day because I did these things. And this is like the inside of my journal right here. I've got my daily ledger. I've got my target list. I've got, my affirmations, my goals. I do this every day. And I've had some really, really, really crappy days. I have. 2022 has been really, really difficult. If you look at my weekly reflections, it'll say challenging week, challenging week, challenging week. But I'm able to overcome those challenges because of practicing this every day, by doing the daily ledger, by writing down my targets, by showing myself that I can get things checked off the list. I wasn't able to do it all to finally arrive, but I did get these little things done.
I really like this. This is good. I'm so glad we connected.
Well, thank you.
You've already made a difference in my life.
Well, wow. Thank you. That's awesome. Can you tell me a little more about that?
Well, I'm doing things, but I'm not recording exactly what I'm doing. And I know there are moments in my day that I go to the left. And then there's some days where I just can't get motivated. I think that the writing down everything that I do, I believe that is really going to support me in staying focused and being able to really get my belief muscles way up.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, man, the best way that I've found to get your belief muscles up is those affirmations. Yeah. Have you ever written down affirmations? Have you ever actually written it down?
No, I read them every day. I get them that pop up on my phone every day. There's
I love that.
A prayer and an affirmation.
Yeah. So there's something to, just try it tomorrow. Just rewrite that prayer or rewrite that affirmation into a little journal or something. It is my first one that I write down every day is God is good. God loves me. I love God. So I am good. I don't know what it is. Ida, but putting it down on paper, it solidifies it. It etches it into your brain and you start believing it.
Yes. I've been doing the I ams.
I love that.
I am smart. I am loved. Doing these kind of things every day. I went to an event a few weeks ago and there was a therapist there. And in the event, she had everybody do that. And it was really good. And so I really enjoyed that. And because of that, I've been doing the I ams, because sometimes we feel like we're not good enough. You know the thoughts.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I'm the worst. That's why I got to write down all this stuff every day. I'm the worst. Yeah.
And having that, I've been doing that and it's been definitely making a difference. So now you empowered me some more with the life ledger. So I am definitely going to pick that up because I know the power of writing. Yes. I am excited about this.
Yeah.
I really am.
That's right.
About this.
Well, that's awesome, Ida. Thank you.
So again, how do people get the book?
Best way to get the book is to go to my website, jdfrost.today. You go to resources and then click on the Life Ledger, or a little pop-up will come up. Or you can go to Amazon and order it directly off of Amazon.
All righty, man. You're definitely going to have to come back. You are so motivational. Uplifting. I thought we were going to be talking about the accounting firm. I had no idea we were going to be talking about this. Well, and I'm happy that we are.
I appreciate that. There is some tax stuff in the book towards the very end, but 90% of what we do every day, 90% of what I spend my time doing every day is really talking to people, and it's psychology. It really is. And that's one thing that I learned a lot about being in the accounting business and dealing with people's money is it messes with their mind, it messes with their mind. And in order to help clients the most, if we can get their mind right about where they're spending their time during the day and how they're doing their daily activities, we are really able to help them raise awareness around where they're spending their money and how they're spending the money and what is the purpose of all this money and or lack thereof.
Yes. Wow. I like the connection.
Yeah.
What you're talking about really applies to every area of your life.
Yes.
Every area.
Yeah, totally. Because if I can do it with how I spend my time during the day, if I can start to control that and start to practice that, then lots of other areas, relationships, our business is a direct reflection of our personal life. It totally is. That's why mine blew up at one point in time. And I talk about that in the book. That's why my whole business blew up, because my personal life wasn't right. And so, if you own your own business and your personal life is kind of going in a very difficult, challenging time right now, your business will be facing that. It'll lag behind a little bit. If you are starting to go through some changes in your personal life, if you're starting to make some improvements, if you're continuing to grow, your business will start to feel that as well. It's usually about a 6-month to a year-long lag. That's what I've experienced. So what I'm experiencing in my life right now, my business isn't quite caught up. It's about a year away, but man, is it going to be good, because man, is my family life and my personal life in a really, really great place right now. And it's taken 5 years to get there. And I'll continue to work on it every single day.
Yes.
But it's been extremely intentional. And that's what I talk about in the book.
Wow. Well, I can't wait to get the book. I know our audience, I'm telling y'all need to get this book, because it's done already changed my life and I haven't even read it yet. Thank you so much. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. It's like you do these podcasts and you never know what you're going to walk away with.
Right.
You never know. And I want to thank you for this opportunity, because the Life Ledger is going to be huge for me. I'm going to share with everybody that I know, because I do know the magic of writing it down. Now I've just extended it to more areas, and being able to pinpoint my moves during the day, that's going to be huge.
Yes.
That's going to be huge. I already know it's going to be huge, and I haven't even started.
That's
already
awesome.
know. So again, how can our audience get this book?
The best way to go get it is to go to jdfrost.today. That's my website, my personal website. Go to resources and click on the Life Ledger, or there'll be a pop-up that shows up, or go to Amazon and order it right now.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure. I would love to have you back. I love the conversation is just so uplifting. I'm transforming right now.
Yeah. So I would love to, once you read parts of the book, or if as you kind of go through the book, if you'd like to have me back on, I would love to talk more specifically about different things and, underline some of the stuff, and I can clarify. And I do that on my podcast right now too. I have a podcast called the Daily Ledger Podcast. That's on Apple, or what's the other one? Why can't I think of it? Spotify. Spotify is what I was trying to think of. But I'm going through each chapter of the book in those episodes, and I'm kind of telling a little bit of backstory and picking out some of my favorite quotes and or sections of those chapters and talking about it a little bit more. So that's what I'm doing my podcast right now. So
okay, when does your podcast air?
Well, I release an episode, thank you for asking, every Friday.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Ida.
We appreciate you. And audience, if you have any questions or comments about what you've just heard on any of my platforms, you can leave a voice comment. You can leave, type it in. So if you definitely want to reflect on this, reach out to JD, and I'm sure he would definitely love to speak with you on anything that you've heard.
Yes, definitely.
So thank you, and thank you, audience. And let's go ahead and start getting this ledger together. I'm excited. JD, I am really excited about this. You have made my day.
Awesome.
Thank you for tuning in to Just Minding My Business Radio. I'm your host, Ida Crawford.
And I'm your co-host, Ruth Haskins.
We hope you enjoyed the show and appreciate you stopping by. Many blessings to you and yours.